speech, and I do want to go through it and hit my points, but very moving, obviously, a lot of what was been said by the previous state rep candidates, and also by the turnout. I really, really appreciate the amount of people that have come out on a Monday night, right after school break, and the last thing you want to do is come, so this is really, this is great. But I specifically want to address Mr. Card's comments about the oath and the dedication to office once elected. And I promise you that that is something I do take as seriously as he spoke about. Again, I'm breaking away from what I wanted to say here, but I'm an Eagle Scout, and there's an oath. The Scout oath says, "On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight." And that is something that I think everybody should carry through in their lives, whether you're an Eagle, a Girl Scout, Gold Scout, I don't know what the top is there, but whether you're elected to office or you're just a parent at home, serving on a committee in towns or working at a company, anything you do, I think those words help guide me every day. And I know that when I am given the opportunity, I will serve faithfully. I apologize, by the way. Am I getting bad feedback here? Should I?
Just back off the mic.
Back off the mic. You're the pro. Okay. So I also caught a cold. Am I still too close?
Just talk. You're fine.
Just fine. Okay, good. We were giving out flyers and coffee, free coffee, at the train stations the last couple of days. I caught a cold. I apologize, but I'll try to make myself understandable here. So, Todd, thank you very much for coming down. I appreciate the generosity. Todd's wife, I think, own and run a restaurant. So they're food aficionados. And Whitman and this district, we don't have a lot of restaurants, but the good ones that we do are all closed on Monday. So unfortunately, they weren't able to get out for a good dinner, but we'll try to get you back down when there's a decent restaurant.
For the victory party.
That's it, for the victory party. Tuesday night. And I also want to make sure, is there a Charlie Mann? Karen is... He's not here, okay. I understand that Charlie was also a state representative, Karen's father. And I believe at one point before gerrymandering, he was maybe in control of this district. So there was one other person that was a state rep, but I thank everybody who came, the state representatives who were able to come and talk. Again, honored to have you here. Mike, it's funny you mentioned the door-to-door. Last summer, I went door-to-door all summer, and there was a gentleman, when I hit his doorstep, said, "The last man to stand there was Mike Sullivan." And he said, "That's a good sign for you." And I said, "Okay, that's good." And then I went to Colony House up in Abington, where Margaret Healy's been working for a while, and she said, "You know, Jeff, there was a state rep that used to come here quite a bit. His name was Andy Card." So I thought, that's a good sign. Okay, I'm on the right track here. And in 2007, when the Toll House sign was in jeopardy of being torn down, I was looking around, and sure enough, it was Ron Whitney who directed me to how to get things done. So in the end, we were able to restore a local landmark at no cost to the town. So that's a great sign, literally. And the other thing is, when I first spoke to Ned Kirby, I was about as nervous as when I had gone to my father-in-law, Joe Boss, to ask for my wife's hand. You know, it was one of those nervous moments where you're asking if he'll endorse your candidacy, and I was very pleased that he and Mary Alice got behind me, so I thank you for that. And I know everybody... And I know everybody here remembers the value of the work done by Ned to restore the old colony line from Boston back to our district. And the impact on that, just so you all know, that allowed us to have the home values that we were able to refinance, not me, but my in-laws were able to refinance their homes and put kids through college. So that impact was beyond just transportation to Boston, but it has a lasting impact on the education of our future kids. So again, I want to just, if everybody can give applause to all the state representatives for the lifetime of service they've given. But my greatest thanks again goes out to all of you for showing up here. You guys are proof positive that Scott Brown resonated so strongly here in Abington, Whitman, and East Bridgewater. I don't know if you know the numbers, but he carried the district 69% to 30%. You carried the district. And what that means is, for every one person that accepts the status quo of the way the state is run right now, there was more than 2 people, and I'm going to repeat that. For every one person that thinks that everything's fine in Beacon Hill, there was more than 2 of you that said that taxes are too high, there's too much corruption on Beacon Hill and in politics, and that hardworking families, children, and seniors are going to continue to lose services unless the cost of government and payroll and patronage decrease. So thank you for carrying Scott Brown into office. It was a hard campaign that he ran. He was one of the strongest candidates I've ever seen, physically, mentally tough, and it was really, like everybody said, you who put him in office. So thank you for that. So, like Scott Brown, I'm here to say no more. I'm here tonight to announce that I'm running for the office of State Representative for the 7th Plymouth District. I'm asking for your vote, your support, and I know that we're going to be successful in this. Because, as somebody mentioned, I think Michael Sullivan said I'm about halfway through this thing. I've never seen such good response going door to door and talking to every one of you about what you see as the future. And I really think we are going to be able to do this, so that's good. Just as a background, I know some of you want to know, do I have the capability to do this? Well, I work for a sign company, sure. But in that capacity, I actually negotiate over $1 million worth of business every year. And through that, I've contracted with small businesses, union labor, and I know there's a lot of people that take a lot of pride in this Commonwealth for the work that they do. And here in Whitman, I'm on the Finance Committee, and I see the pride shown by the department heads when they try to patch together these budgets that we're given. Budgets that the state says are level funded, but we all know that means a shortfall because they don't factor in the cost of living, the state, except when they need their legislative pay raises, of course. So, excuse me, most impacted, we see are the schools. And I'm the liaison to the Whitman-Hanson Regional School District. And I know they wish they could just deal with level funding, but the state continues to hit them with underfunded mandates, and they're patching their holes with money that's supposed to be used for job stimulus. And really, it's just trying to keep things from falling apart for our kids' education. So, I've been asked to be a member of the 5-year strategic planning team, and I hope to provide a lot of insight, but as well, I want to learn a lot about what we can do better as a state and make sure that we can put more in for the greatest investment we have, which is our future, our children, and our education, their education. I have 2 daughters who I love dearly, and I want nothing more than to allow them to have the same opportunities that I've had to succeed. You all have families, so you know that the stakes can't be any higher right now. Last summer, going door to door, I saw parents that were struggling to afford sending their kids to private schools because they don't feel the public schools can adequately provide attention due to class size because of school closings. I've met seniors that are dealing with medications costs that have tripled in just a 2-year span. I met working couples that are having to spend more time away from their family than with them, all because they're just trying to keep food on the table and still keep up with the cost of health care, taxes, and fees, and anything else the government's wringing out of them. And I've also met sorry about my voice. I met small business owners having to lay people off because of the cost to produce and sell and transport goods in Massachusetts, which has gone up because of the 25% increase, all to raise $1 billion. And a lot of that money is just going right over the border instead of keeping people employed here in Massachusetts. So I'm going to wrap it up. It's time to bring real reform here to Beacon Hill. It's time for new voices to make smart choices for our future, and your choice can't be any clearer on Election Day. I'm the candidate that's running to lower taxes, end corruption on Beacon Hill, restore the funds back to our towns, and get people back to work. It's as simple as that. And with your help, we're going to make that happen on November 2nd.